Convicted killer Richard McNair has escaped from a federal prison in Louisiana. He's a martial arts expert with a long history of violence. Call if you've seen him.
What defines an AMW All-Star? Just ask the people in Southbridge, Massachusetts, who nominated our 5th weekly All-Star finalist, Police Sergeant Dan Southall. Find it. Sergeant Southall and his bloodhound partner, Holly, have been working together for the last 5 years. They've worked more than 50 successful missions, finding missing people and sniffing out criminals.
Good girl, good girl.
His work inspired 8-year-old Trevor Cowett to nominate him as an AMW All-Star.
Good girl.
Me and my friends can look up to him because he makes our town a lot safer.
Trevor asked his mom to go to our website, amw.com, to nominate his hero.
I think the children need to know that there are people out there and that they can get in situations that they don't want to be in. And to have Dan and Holly here, just in case, should make the parents feel a little better.
I was very surprised. I'm very humbled because I read some of the profiles. Some of these guys have done a lot. And to put me in that category is that's something.
You can find out more about Sergeant Southall and all of our All-Star nominees at our website. Remember, there's still time to nominate your All-Star. All first responders, like cops, firefighters, and emergency workers, are eligible. Log on to amw.com to cast your vote. Help us recognize the heroes that make up America's true All-Star team. Few crimes are more life-shattering than rape. It takes a very strong person to come forward and stare her attacker down in a court of law, to relive those horrible moments to get some justice. But that's just what a very brave girl did in our next story. Unfortunately, the justice she was seeking vanished without a trace. John Lieberman explains how it happened.
As Marlon Morris stood in a Cambridge, Massachusetts courtroom, he seemed unconcerned about the rape charges he faced. He'd been accused of viciously raping and beating a 13-year-old girl. The young victim had the courage to testify against him in court.
I had to do it for every other girl who would go through it. I had to do it, so I knew that they would see the truth in what I had to say and know that he was a horrible person.
When she was on the stand and when she did testify, it was for the right thing. It was to bring justice and to have closure on what had happened to her, to know that these people invaded her life and her body, and it was wrong, and they took something from her.
As jurors focused on the young girl's story and her fight for justice, Morris was only focused on one thing: a way out. On November 29th, 2004, the jury was in its 3rd day of deliberations.
During a routine lunch break, Marlon Morris just simply got up out of his chair and walked to the exit and left the court.
He came down 8 floors, got off right here, walked straight through the lobby and right out the front doors to freedom. No one said a word to him, and within 90 seconds, Marlon Morris was out here, a free man.
20 minutes later, the jury reached its verdict: guilty. But to this day, the convicted rapist remains on the run.
He was supposed to know what he put me through that day. He was supposed to face what he did, and he didn't have to. He just walked out, and I was the one left in there, disappointed and left to cry.
The Massachusetts State Police have just put Marlon Morris on their most wanted list. Let's see if we can help move him to their captured list tonight. Cops say Morris could be hiding in the Bronx in New York and could be going by the nickname Remy. Look for this mole right between his eyebrows. If you know where Marlon Morris is, call us right now at 1-800-CRIME-TV.
Marlon Morris is nothing but a coward. His victim, a 13-year-old girl, had the courage to stand up and demand justice, but he didn't have the courage to face it. We got to find him. But let me tell you, there are thousands of convicted sex offenders out there who have also disappeared. They're supposed to report where they are, but they haven't. That's why we need the Children's Safety Act. It'll put teeth into existing laws and help us keep track of these predators or get them off the streets. So please, go to amw.com to learn more about the Children's Safety Act. Now, it's passed the House of Representatives, but now it's stuck in the U.S. Senate. So please, email your 2 U.S. senators and tell them that you want this legislation to protect our kids. Let's get this done. Now, let's take one more look at some of tonight's cases. In South Carolina, Daniel Hires has been charged with sexually molesting a 9-year-old girl and also is charged with the murder of his own wife. Larry Castaneda is accused of killing his own father. And Marlon Morris disappeared from a Massachusetts courthouse just before a jury found him guilty of raping a 13-year-old girl. I'm John Walsh. Thanks a lot for watching tonight. And remember, you can make a difference.